I have a fantasy. I mean, what point do you let a dream go? I mean, what point? At what point do you get beat and realize this isn't for me? I got to go do something else. Is there a time to try harder? Is there a time to get better advice? Is there a time to come back? Maybe it's a different time of day. You know, I'm a night guy. Oh, I wake up at night. I do go do my last workout about 1 a.m. I'm high. I love that my endorphins are going. I'm out on the street. It's all dark. I just love it. Other people will do their running at 6:30 in the morning. I couldn't imagine. They couldn't imagine doing 1 a.m. It's tough. I'm not a morning guy. What do you want me to do? But I come in here in the mornings. I come and talk to you guys in the mornings. I try to be at my best. I try to not have mental fog. And that's a process for me. Must have a shower. Part of me waking up, I must have a shower. And that shower, it involves getting the water while it's still cold, and I slam it into my face. And when I slam it, I hit my hands as well, trying to wake up. Always have a cup of coffee. I mean, right, there's a process to it. Then I make a phone call. It's the way I'm driving in here. I have to do that or you'll hear sleep in my voice. But is that my mistake? Should I be coming in at night? I'm telling you right now, I'm best at night. Is that what I should do, or should I give up? Because I'm almost out of options. Francis Ngannou, who is standing his ground, and he's standing it very politely. I really and sincerely give him credit when I observe this. He is not threatened. I haven't heard him use profanity. He has never raised his voice. I mean, he's a very effective person. When you're a terrifying proposition, but you come and you calm the situation. I just like that. I think it's a good sign of leadership. And I observe it with Francis and think, I don't know who taught him that. But he does a very good job with it. Francis has come out and said, if everything goes well, he's talking about his contract. He said, this isn't done. Well, word that he uses, this is still pending. But if this gets done, the plan is to fight Jon Jones in March. He said it's a big fight. Then he made another statement, said, but there's lots of big fights. Made another statement, said, I always wanted to fight in the UFC. And then he made a final statement, says, I just want it to be done right. Now, Francis and getting more money is not a bad idea. And it's certainly not an impossible idea. The reasons for getting the money have to be the right reasons. It's called respect, and nobody will ever speak about it. But if you are in a negotiation and the other person does not respect you, it does not matter if they're going to cut off their own nose to spite their face. They'll do it. They'll walk around without a nose before they give in to you. They have to respect it, but that's why the ideas and that's why the reasons have to be so important. Now, there's something funny going on. This is like a side observation I will make for you, but apparently March of 2023 is going to be MMA like we have never seen in the history of our industry. Because every damn fight that is rumored to be going to happen is going to happen in March of 2023. But if you guys notice that, why are we doing that? Everything. Henry Cejudo's coming back. When? He's going to fight Aljo. When? He's going to fight him in March. Okay. Hey, we're going out to Perth. We're going to do this champion versus champion thing. That date said, great, we're going to do it in March. Hey, we're looking for a venue over in England. We want to do Leon versus Kamaru Usman. When are you going to do that? We're going to do that in March. Hey, what else is going on over there? Well, we got Chimaev versus Covington. When are you going to do that? We're going to do that in March. What is that with that figure of speaking? Why are we all doing that? I'm purely curious. I mean, have you guys heard this? Everybody that's going to fight anybody, any idea that's already done or is about to be done is going to happen in March. And I only bring that to you as a clue. And if you don't know what that's a clue to, fair enough, but I'll just bring that to your attention. And this isn't new. This isn't today or this week. This has been going on for 2 months. For 2 months, we're going to do it in March. You don't know what I'm trying to tell you? Fair enough. But let me move back on. When I talk about the points of Francis, they're wildly important. What do you want your contract to be about? I've already told you. I've done business for 20 years. I got 556 athletes under contract right now. It's above board. Other promoters were freaked out when I came into the business because my contracts were so appropriate and because I honored them. I am the absolute bar of MMA contracts, but you're telling me I've got something wrong, and I'm willing to listen. What do you want in yours? It can't be more. It can't be that, but it can damn near be anything else that gets you to more. I just can't write that word down more. It can be anything. Do you want paid on performance? Have you heard me go out and tell the world how important a finish is? Okay, I'll back that claim. What do you want to write in your contract that incentivizes and rewards you for finishes? All right, we're done here. You got it? I put it in, we're all done. Well, hold on. I don't want it for finishes. I just want you to know I'm finishing guys. I want it for, right, and you start filling in the blanks. Do you want it for successes? Do you want it for victories? Do you want it if you defend 4 times? Do you want it if you defend 5 times? And you start to hold a guy to it, and you start to find out pretty quick, no, I don't want this performance-based. I don't want it performance-based. Anything can happen in there. This is the octagon. It's a dangerous sport. It's a 2-man sport. I don't know that I can knock guys out. Okay, no problem. No problem. I agree with you. Let's move performance out. What do you want to make it about? Because I heard you say that you and Jon Jones is a big fight. I heard you say that. And I heard you say there's lots of big fights. Can I tell you what a big fight is? A big fight is if I could put you, who's a big man, in there with another big man. They're hard to find. I can find heavyweights, but if I get another big man, 6'2", 6'3 plus, a true heavyweight, not a big light heavyweight. If I get you with a big man, that'd be helpful. That won't do everything, but boy, that'd be helpful. If I could get you with somebody that you got a history with, if I could get you in there with a big man who you used to train with, now we've got something. If I could get you in there with somebody with a good record, how's 15-0? If I could get you in there with a true number 1 contender, now we can do something. Now we can really do something. If I can get you in there with a champion. Now you're holding the belt, but you're delayed, and there's a way I can go find a champion. It's called the interim championship. But if I could get an interim champion with a record of 15-0, who's a legit heavyweight, who you have a past with like a former training partner, we are both going to be Scrooge McDucking it according to this clause within the contract. They didn't do it. We're Scrooge McDucking it. Got beat out by 84%. It's Justin Gaethje and Charles Oliveira, which ended up being scrapped, wasn't even a title fight. Got beat out by 76%. I apologize, 67%. For the BMF champion against Chaos Covington. And by the way, we didn't even put the title on the line. So I hear what you're saying about what should be big fights. I just know that I put all the pieces there. And I was counting on certain actions by other people, you, to make sure that it was a big fight when I put you in there against an actual heavyweight who you have a history with a beautiful record, who happens to be a champion. And those things didn't happen, so I'm not comfortable putting more. I just can't put more. I can incentivize, and I continue to explain to you what this clause says. It's the very clause that made Chuck Liddell a multimillionaire. It's the very clause that made George St. Pierre a multimillionaire. It's the very clause that made what you do with your time for the rest of your life a millionaire out of Ronda Rousey, out of Randy Couture, Have I said Brock Lesnar yet? Did I mention Conor McGregor? I don't have any different deal with you than I had with them. I have this clause, but they were able to activate the power of the clause. Ciryl Gane and Francis Ngannou wasn't a big fight, guys. That doesn't pleasure me at all. I make money in the fight business. I got to know what big fights are. I got to come over here and talk about them. This was going to be my home run. I was going to set up my 2022 personal son and family business. I was going to set up 2022 in February when this fight came. And do everything that I need to do and take the rest of the year, take my foot off the gas. I really thought that. There are fights like that where I can get a year, I can get about 5 months would be more real. I can get it done on one fight. Numbers, objectives, the advertisers, all the things that I'm trying to achieve. I can get done on one match. It was supposed to be that one. And I share that with you because there could be big fights for Francis. I will tell you I care. Sounds like I'm anti. I care. I go into the category of Francis fan. Interested in Francis. But Francis versus Ciryl wasn't a big fight. We don't get to choose that. That's not an opinion. You don't get to come and share your opinion. I'm letting you know now. What it should have been, it had everything. It's the single greatest storyline in the history of the heavyweight division. But you had two guys that didn't want to go to the media. They didn't want to tell the story. If it was not for Fernando Lopez, the story that I just shared with you about them being training partners, we don't even know it. Fernando, that's not even his job. Thank God in heaven above, he brought that to our community. He was trying to get the fighters to get behind it, but they didn't do it. Now, that's okay. If you've got a reason, you've got a sportsmanship, you got to miss with this one guy. But there are no now big fights. There are none. We could go out and create them, but no pieces are in play. Nothing is going to fall in our lap like that did. And it got beat out by 2 matches off Chael Sonnen's head that weren't even for belts. So what's a big fight? Jon Jones and Francis, I believe, works. Jon is not going to be terribly helpful in that. He's just not. And Francis isn't going to be terribly helpful. But I think that we have enough that we can do that. We can create it anyway. We can create it in spite of. And we've had to do that many times. Most of Floyd Mayweather's partners aren't helpful, but at least we got one guy. So I just share for you what else is big. Curtis Blaydes has been done a couple of times. I'm personally interested in that. Tom happens to be hurt right now. Francis rematch, no reason to believe that's going to be any different. Stipe trilogy, you've got my interest. I think a true trilogy was Stipe trading 20 pounds. But I mean, do you see what we're doing here? There are no, I can't write the word more down. I can't write more. I will take all the risk. I'll put the whole damn thing up. I'll risk everything, including you getting hurt. I'll risk everything, including you publicly getting mad at me and refusing to come. I'll still shell out the money. That's the business that I'm in, but I can't write more down. I can just beg you to understand what this clause is. And then I can show you all the pictures on the wall of people who work to activate that clause. Got the same one in the perennial division. If there's a big fight, let's do it, but let's do it together. I can give you anything you want. We can reach any number. No limit, no ceiling. But I can't write down the word more.